Good morning again. Welcome to Second Saturday. So I unfortunately cannot do a very good introduction of Anya because I just don't know much about her, but she is an expert on LL and MM. And so Anya, if you want to start by giving some more background on who you are and what you do in your organization, and then do you need to share your screen?
Yeah, I have some slides, so I'd be happy to.
Okay, let me make you a co-host.
Great, thank you.
All right, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Great. Well, good morning, everyone, and thanks so much for having me. My name is Anya Rose. I'm the Director of Public Policy at Hunger Free Colorado, and we are a statewide nonprofit. We work to connect people to food resources to meet existing needs, and then we work to address policy and systems and social change to address hunger long term. Um, and this is some of both of that. So I've been there for almost 9 years in different capacities. We have a statewide food resource hotline that helps people access SNAP and other nutrition programs. And I started there, and it inspired me to move into public policy. So thanks so much for being here today, and I will share healthy school meals for all in these two ballot measures. Okay, can you all see that all right?
Yep,
All right.
looks great.
Yes.
Wonderful. So I'll go through a little bit of the background of the program, the impact we're seeing it have in Colorado, what LL and MM are all about, and then actions and ways to get involved. And feel free to jump in with questions throughout. Just gonna make sure I can see it. Okay. So first, background. Colorado was the third state in the nation to create a Healthy School Meals for All program, meaning that we were offering free breakfast and lunch to all public school students. And that happened back in 2022 when Coloradans passed Proposition FF. That was a referred ballot measure from the legislature. It passed with strong support, with 57% support across the state. And we are still the only state that has done this via a vote of the people, which was kind of an important part of the national movement here. And there are now 9 states that offer this program, and it was really helpful for other states to see that Colorado voters really wanted this. So that was a really important thing for Colorado, and it's also played an important part in a national movement to make sure that our kids have food at school. So with the program, Colorado is providing more than 600,000 free meals to public school students every day. Those are meals that meet the federal nutrition guidelines and that school districts are providing to students regardless of their income. So this went into effect, the first part of it at least, in the 23-24 school year. It was an optional program. It was designed so that school districts could choose if they wanted to participate. The good news is all eligible school districts opted in, which makes sense. It's good for students. It helps eliminate school meal debt and things like that. So all eligible school districts opted in, and we saw a massive increase in meal participation. So in that first year, we saw an increase of 31% in school lunch participation and 37% in school breakfast participation. And that translates in Colorado to roughly 100,000 more students eating lunch every day and more than 50,000 students eating breakfast every day compared to before. So lots of good things there. And what we've heard is it's really it's doing what it was intended to do. It eliminates the stigma in the cafeteria. We for years would hear about kids who maybe qualified for federal free meals but chose not to take them at school because of the shame they felt of being identified as a poor kid in the lunch line. And it's eliminated school meal debt, which is something that school districts often had to go chase after. And, as I shared, it's really increased meal participation, which is a really good thing. More kids eating at school is a good thing, regardless of income. Those are shown by research to be the most nutritious meals most kids eat in a day. We also know that it's helping kids just show up ready to learn. You really can't focus when you're hungry or worrying about where your next meal will come from. Uh, it's also been shown to increase the uptake of fruits and vegetables and milk and all of those good things. And then finally, it's saving families money. So it saves families up to $1,300 per child per year, which is no small thing, especially as we're really struggling with affordability in our state. So why do we need more ballot measures on this? um, if you think back to when this was implemented in the 23-24 school year, you might notice that was also a year of peak food inflation. And so what we saw was higher than expected participation, which again is ultimately a good thing. Thank goodness this was in place at a time when families really needed it. It also coincided with a really big jump in food costs that was reflected in meal reimbursements that increased program costs. And so it created a bit of a perfect storm where we had higher costs and a gap between the expenses and revenue for the program. So propositions LL and MM are about creating long-term sustainability for the program and ensuring that we are equipped to continue offering this into the future. They would raise the revenue that we need to continue the program and to implement pieces that have not yet gone into effect. So because of that budget shortfall, there are pieces of Proposition FF that were designed with a lot of community and school and parent input to make sure the whole system works together well and that we are improving the meal quality. And those pieces have been put on hold, and that includes dedicated funding for schools to purchase nutritious ingredients from local farmers and ranchers and keep those dollars circulating in our state economy, training and support for schools to do more from scratch cooking, which many want to do, but it takes investment, it takes resources, it takes kitchens that are upgraded and really skilled workers too. The development of parent and student advisory committees to help inform those nutritious and culturally relevant and appealing meals so that more kids want to eat them and that they get good ideas from their community. We've seen that play out actually some in Jeffco, which is really cool. And then it would also include wage boosts for frontline school nutrition professionals who are preparing and serving more meals than ever and who are asking to step up and do things like more scratch cooking and incorporating more local food. And then Proposition MM, and I'll get more into the details of each of these in a moment. That is also really needed because SNAP, or the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, formerly food stamps, is facing a crisis nationwide. The federal budget reconciliation bill, HR 1, created massive cuts to SNAP that also include really massive and unprecedented cost shifts to states. And so as soon as next legislative session, our state is going to face a challenge where we have to suddenly invest tens of millions of more dollars just to continue offering SNAP in our state. And that's due to the federal cuts in HR 1. And so that is something that, SNAP is a program that more than 300,000 Colorado families rely on. And those include children, they include older adults and people with disabilities. People participating in SNAP helps us draw more federal dollars down for school meals and reduces the cost of that program. So these things are intertwined and both part of making sure that families have enough to eat. And so Proposition MM was also adjusted during the special legislative session in August to clarify that once Healthy School Meals for All and all those components we just talked about are fully funded, any remaining revenue can go towards addressing those new SNAP needs due to federal cuts. So that is another reason we absolutely need to pass LL and MM. All right, so taking them one at a time, what does LL do? So Proposition LL is basically a simple retention measure. It is asking voters, can we keep money that was already collected for the Healthy School Meals for All program and continue to put it towards that program, towards feeding kids, rather than returning it to taxpayers making $300,000 a year or more. This is a requirement of Tabor. It's because in the first fiscal year of this new tax, it raised a little more than was the Legislative Council estimate that was put into the ballot. And so it's about keeping about 12.4 million that was sort of an overage. And again, that's sort of a special provision of Tabor. You might recall we've had a few of these in recent years. There was one around retaining sports betting revenue for water projects, one around retaining nicotine revenue for childcare. This is the same deal in that vein. Can we keep money already collected rather than returning it to feed kids? And then Proposition MM is about raising the additional revenue needed to ensure continuation of healthy school meals for all into the future, to enable full implementation of the program. And that we would do that by raising up to 95 million in additional funds. It uses the same tax mechanism that Proposition FF did. And the way that works is it limits income tax deductions only for households making $300,000 a year or more. And so what Proposition MM does is it just lowers those limits that were already implemented in FF in order to bring in additional revenue for the program. It would enable us to keep free school meals for all going this school year and beyond. It would also create a small but needed reserve to make sure that we have that long-term sustainability. It would fund those components that have been on hold. So the purchasing of nutritious ingredients from local farmers and ranchers, the training and technical assistance for from scratch cooking, the development of parent and student advisory committees, and the compensation boosts for frontline staff. And then after Healthy School Meals for All is fully funded, it would support SNAP and ensuring that we can continue to offer that in our state and have access to it. So I will pause there before I get into what we can do about all this to see if there are questions or areas that would be helpful for me to dig into more. Yeah, go for it.
Mary Ellen had her hand up first.
Hi, this is great information. I represent House District 25 on the Dems State Platform Committee. Our next meeting is tomorrow evening on Zoom. Can we all get this great slide deck that I could share it with people who represent CDs and HDs in our meeting?
Yeah, I'd be happy to share this.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thanks for all you're doing. I can't imagine that anybody would vote against this. It's so needed and clearly laid out. Just
Well,
in one woman's opinion.
Just have to tell everyone, I don't, because of the way we do Second Saturday, I don't have everybody's email address or frankly anybody's email address. So even if Anya sends me the presentation, you're going to need to send to me a request for it because again, otherwise I won't have your email. So for presentation, I'm just putting this into the chat and go ahead and pepper me with emails. If you happen to have my personal email, don't use that ever.
Well, and I know sometimes Zoom permissions are funky. I can attempt to upload it in the chat as well once I'm done presenting, and I'll pop my email in there for now. Yeah, so once I'm done sharing slides, I'm happy to fill the chat with many things.
Yay. Okay, let's go to Bonnie.
I have two questions. One, can you more fully explain about the $300,000 tax deduction piece of that?
Yeah, so it limits tax deductions just for households that make an adjusted gross income based on their federal taxes of $300,000 a year or more. So that it limits that deduction cap is $2,000 for joint households and $1,000 for single filing households. And so the way that mechanism works is basically the difference between what someone is deducting on their federal taxes and that state set cap. that income is then taxed at the same income tax rate as the rest of their income, and the revenue from it goes towards healthy school meals for all.
Great, thank you. And the second question was, I wanted to distill this down so when people ask me questions and call our office, I can explain it, I can explain it in just a couple 2 or 3 sentences per MM and LL, because that's so important that they understand. Just because we understand doesn't mean the general populace will understand.
Yeah, I'm happy to also share some sort of high-level talking points, but I think what we have learned in our voter research is also just like the strongest message here, and what resonates most with people is that they really want to keep kids fed, and no child should go hungry at school because their family can't afford it. And so that is sort of like the top line.
Got it.
Start with that. And LL is about continuing to use money we've already collected for healthy school meals for all. And MM is about raising the revenue needed to continue the program into the future and get local purchasing and support our school nutrition staff and all that good stuff. So
Great.
I think that's, that's one way you could go about it. Of course, you all know your people as well and what resonates, but I think we've found that's what people really want to.
Right, great, thank you.
Janine.
Hey, Anya, thank you so much for sharing. My question was, in the end, you said the remainder will go to the SNAP benefits. I knew families that received a credit card over the summer to provide lunch for their kids since they were in school. Is that what that's going to, or is it going to the entire SNAP program for the entire state?
Yeah, so they're two different things, but they are related. So the card that you're thinking about over the summer is called Summer EBT, or Summer Electronic Benefits Transfer. That is a new-ish, couple years old federal program that sends an EBT card, which is the same type of card that SNAP benefits come on, sends an EBT card to families that have a child that qualifies for federal free or reduced price lunch. And it provides funds to help purchase food over the summer. It is a separate program from SNAP. It's also related in that if that child receives SNAP, they're going to automatically be pulled into the data for both Healthy School Meals for All and Summer EBT. It means that the state is not paying for any of that it's all coming from the federal dollars, which is helpful for our state finances. So that is separate. This would go towards the full SNAP program, which beginning next October, the state will be responsible for for a big increase in administrative costs just to keep it going. It used to be split 50% federal, 50% state. And in Colorado, we are county administered. So the counties are also paying a portion of that. And that will shift to 25%, 75% federal beginning next October. So that's the first big cost shift that will come from HR 1 in SNAP. And it's happening at the same time as November 1st, our state is supposed to implement all sorts of new administratively burdensome changes to SNAP that also reduce access. But in order to just keep offering SNAP, Colorado's going to be on the hook for a lot more in administration. And then if we don't lower our error rates, the following year we'll be on the hook for a benefit cost share for the first time in history. And that could be to the tune of like $130 million annually. So really big new costs coming to SNAP just to continue offering it. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
All right, Meg, you're up.
Thank you. What percentage of voters or Colorado population makes 300,000 a year or more? I guess I'm wondering what the opposition to these bills these things might look like. Are there? I mean, I don't see how anybody could object to this. To those who have more is expected, but I just wonder if there's people saying, stop making rich people pay for kids.
Yeah, there are some. They haven't put money towards it yet, and hopefully won't. So there's no opposition committee filed at this point. There wasn't back in 2022, but there are certainly rumblings, and there's some newspapers that don't like it, things like that. But what we've found so far is people don't necessarily want to sign a check to not feed kids. But we will see. There are a few weeks remaining. In terms of how many taxpayers this impacts, the Blue Book has it at about 6%. So we're talking about the highest earning 6% of Coloradans. And it's an average, and this will actually be in a table in the ballot question for Proposition MM. The average increase there is would be about $486 for one of those households. Obviously, it depends on how someone files their federal taxes and things like that, but that's the average increase we're talking about if we raise the full 95 million.
Awesome. All right. I think that's been great questions, but if we want to move on a little bit.
All right. So action options. We are doing as much as we can to get out the vote. So I think to the question of also like, what is the opposition here? I think from a campaign perspective, we're very much thinking about the fact that this is an off-year election almost as opposition, right? Like it is the biggest challenge that we have here is people aren't necessarily planning to vote. They don't necessarily know this is on the ballot. We are a lean campaign and so anything we can all do to come together and make sure people know about these important measures, know to return their ballots, that's going to be really impactful. So we are running a big Pledge to Vote campaign. There's a link to it on the slides, which again, I'll send to you all. It's also through that QR code, so that we can make sure that people are signed up, getting reminders, returning their ballots. We've got fact sheets to spread the word. We've got more than 130 endorsing organizations who are also sharing this out through their networks. But I know many of you probably have great newsletter lists and ways that you're communicating with your community. So it is great if you're able to share information through those channels. We've got template newsletter language. I have a lot of things to put in the chat for you. So I can include that as well. Those are all great ways to spread the word. And if there are materials or things missing, definitely ask because we might have it or be able to make it. And then we need volunteers as well. So there are a few ways to get involved. We're trying to have a lot of presence at community events. We're doing the Pledge to Vote at community events and would love if you all have events. We can show up, we can equip you to show up with Pledge to Vote materials. You can let us know about events happening in the community. We're also doing phone banking every Tuesday and Thursday evening. And there's a sign up link for that. And then there are just other ways to get involved in the campaign, from data entry to other things. And so all of these different links on this slide can connect you with that. And that is all I've got. So I'll stop sharing and see if there are other questions. And if not, I can start putting lots of things in the chat.
All right. Well, I'm going to say, oh, Mary Ellen's got her hand up again. Go ahead, Mary Ellen.
Real briefly, I just want to say Keep Kids Fed is really good branding. In marketing, 3s and 5s are really good, and an action verb in them. Anybody that can just, say keep kids fed and then get engaged in a conversation with the people, it's really good branding. So yay. That's it.
Okay, thanks, Mary Ellen.
Awesome. That's great to hear. And that is the name of the issue committee. So materials will have that on it and all that good stuff.
Nice. All right. Well, that is actually a little bit of a great lead in. I want to go back on video. Hi. I want to talk about what the Jeffco Dems are doing. So First of all, we have featured it in our newsletter. We stole our bullet points from the state party. We had just a few bullet points. And then, of course, we advertised that you would be here today. So we've got some folks on the call from that. And we will continue to feature it in our newsletter. It is also on our website. And again, with the state party messaging, but it's right up front on the front page of our website, and then also on our election information page. And speaking of that page and of getting out the vote, we are getting ready to launch a pretty major get out the vote texting campaign to stronger Democrats who we think are somewhat likely to vote this year. And all of that to say that all of this costs money. To the Jeffco Dems, the texting program, we're looking to spend about $5,000. And Zoom is not free. Your meeting today costs a little bit of money. The newsletter, our email program costs a little money. So this is my monthly pitch to make a donation to the Jeffco Dems. We're doing some great stuff. I just dropped the link in the chat. No amount is too small. If you can give us $5 today, that really goes to help. And we are right on board, Anya, with getting these two measures passed. And we will continue to do everything we can to get out the vote and get people off their butts and direct them to good information. Oh, you're muted, Anya.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I'm going to continue putting some things in the chat, and I just really appreciate the time and all the enthusiasm, and please don't hesitate to reach out with any questions or ideas or thoughts that come up.
Awesome. All right. Well, oh, look at it. We're 9:30 on the dot. We are right on schedule. Great job, Anya. I didn't really have a super set time limit for you because you're our featured speaker, but we hit it. 9:30 is when I hope to get to the. So, Anya, you're welcome to drop. What we're going to do now is hear from our 2025 candidates and our elected officials. And I don't think you live at Jeffco, so. But yay, Anya. Everyone give her a hand. All right, so the way we're going to do this is 2025 candidates, you're going to have 3 minutes. You get an extra minute today because it's all about the 2025 election. So any Democrats that are running who are on the call, I will call on you to speak. I do this roughly in alphabetical order by first name because it's what I see when I'm scrolling down the list in Zoom, which is alphabetical by your Zoom first name. So once we've heard from 2025 candidates, we will hear from our current elected officials who are not 2026 candidates. And then lastly, we'll hear from our 2026 candidates. If you're also an elected official, I will give you 3 minutes so you can give a little bit of a report and then a little bit of a campaign speech. I'm just going to combine them together because otherwise it's calling the same people. It's painful. All right, so I'm going to now scroll down and see who we've got who's running in 2025. And the first one is Dr. Deneen Echeverria. And I know I'm still getting your last name wrong, Deneen. I apologize, but you have the floor for 3 minutes.
Oh, no worries. Thank you so much. And I'm glad I was first because I have to hop out to an event that I'm hosting over here in Sheridan Green. So when I decided to run, it wasn't because I thought this would be easy. And it was primarily because I've lived the decisions of the decisions made by people who have decided to close neighborhood schools and how those shutdowns impact families where they lose not just a building, but also a community. I know also about the sleepless nights, worrying about the safety of my 9th grader in school and the long hours of supporting students as a teacher. So I really am excited to run for the School Board District 1 seat. I'm the Democrat running. My main commitments are to focus on safe schools where every student can focus on learning without fear, honoring staff who are supported to do all the work that we depend on, student-centered opportunities that don't lower the bar but open the doors for every student, true partnership with parents and communities so families have a voice at the table, and fiscal responsibility so that even in lean times our kids come first. I'm bringing something to the race that nobody else right now in the race does. I've been a Jeffco mom for 16 years, and I've got another 17 to go. I've got a career working in schools, and that's the experience and heart and perspective that I'm carrying into the decision that I make. But the campaign isn't just about me, it's about all of us in Jeffco. I'd be honored to earn your vote, and I also need support to reach every corner in this district. I'm a grassroots campaign, so I would love donations, big or small, to help get the word out. I am hosting a meet and greet at Sheridan Green Park up in Westminster today at 10:30, so feel free to stop by. Um, it's a park, so you can bring the kids. I've got water and snacks for the kids and juice boxes, so feel free to come by. I just would love to earn your support and your vote. I know that together we can make Jeffco schools strong, safe, and supportive for every child. Thank you for your time, and thank you for your commitment. Thanks.
Wow, that was 2 minutes and 3 seconds. You are awesome. Janine is a very new candidate, has never run for anything before, and has not been like beat upon the way I beat on everyone to stick to 2 minutes. But she did it anyway. Oh, let me turn the timer off because you met your time. Thank you for that, Janine. But do you have links to drop in the chat? You're not on camera, so are you at a computer or a way you can?
I am on my phone. I can when I step aside for a second, I'll go ahead and put the link in. I'm sorry I'm not on camera right now.
No, that's okay. All right. So,
Thank you.
okay, get rid of the timer. All right. So thank you very much. We'll get some links from Deneen, and she is on our website. All of the candidates that you hear from are on our website under 2025 candidates. Actually, it's under 2025 election, and then you'll see school board right at the top. So those links are actually there, and a little blurb. So please go to our website. It's really, really cool. Okay, so next we have the race. I think is the most exciting this year. I'm sorry to say that, but I have an opinion on the most exciting race, and it is the mayor of Westminster. It's a very big city. Half of it is in Jefferson County. The other half is in CD8. So that's really going to be important. Next year we got to win that seat. So Westminster is a very important city. There's only one Democrat running in that race, and we are going to hear from her now. Take it away, Claire.
Thank you so much, Catherine. I sincerely appreciate you and for all the help you and Jeffco Dems have been doing for this race. I am Claire Carmelia, and I am running for mayor in Westminster, which, as Catherine said, is really a big deal right now because we're trying to flip this seat. I'm running because I want honest, pragmatic, common sense, solution-oriented leadership in our city. And if you know anything about Westminster politics, that has not always been the case and what we're dealing with. And most of all, especially in times like today, I want leadership that is taking care of every resident in the city. And that means that there should be opportunity, whether you are housed or unhoused, and we need to make sure we're covering for all of our residents. And there should be opportunity for our immigrant neighbors. And making sure that we are providing for them in responsible ways and leading in with compassion. And then, of course, being fiscally responsible, which is at the helm of our discussions in Westminster, but leading with compassion because these are our neighbors and they deserve to be here and they have just as much right as anyone else. And so I think that there's a lot at risk in this race. So just know that those are the items that are really top of comment right now in our city. Right now, we have been doing a great job of knocking doors. We've been doing a great job of texting and phone banking, but it is get out the vote and we need all hands on deck. So I'm just going to provide some opportunities for you to get involved. And thank you to Catherine and a few others who have already been walking and knocking doors in this city. Right now, we need to hit as many doors in the next 3 weeks as possible. Because the worst case scenario for me is, there's a possibility, A, that I don't win, and then that our city is not as well protected and as it should be, or that I do win and that my opponent's slate gets in as counselors. And that's a very real risk right now. And so I need all hands on deck to get the word out about the names that people should be voting for, because as you all know, that's nonpartisan and folks just don't know. So there is a big canvas this Sunday, 10 a.m. at Amherst Park. I would love to see you there. Brittany Pedersen will be there. And of course, as you know, we can't post that information publicly because that's a safety risk to her. And just know that we're trying to get all hands on deck. Big push, Sunday at 10 a.m. If you can't make that, we have another big canvas with Commissioner Emma Pinter, October 26th at 11 a.m. Cotton Creek Park. I would love to have you all there. And I'm looking for people who can phone bank, who can call, and people who can text. I really need all the help I can get. And thank you to the few. I just got a text from Nick Cabello yesterday offering to drive around and drop off yard signs. So that's the help I need. Thank you all.
All right, look at her. 11 seconds left. All right, yes, go help. And Claire, Anya's posting a ton of stuff, but sneak in your website, your donation link. You know, this really is go time, everyone. So the people you're hearing from, like, I know it's like, oh no, you want me to give money. Oh no, you want me to volunteer. We got 3 weeks left, folks. So if you're going to have any say whatsoever in what we do in 2025 and who gets elected, now is the time. Don't put it off anymore. Ballots are going to hit your mailbox, like, could be as early as Monday. So this is the time. And Claire is also on our website. And now I'm going to go back to my list and see who else we have to hear from. Michael Griffith, you are up. You've got 3 minutes.
Thank you so much, Catherine. And I apologize. I'm out with the family for breakfast. So just taking this call on my headset before we get out and do some more door knocking later today. So yes, I'm Mike Griffith. I'm running for the at-large seat on Arvada City Council. This is a really critical race. Just in our near future in December, the city is going to kick off a new comprehensive plan effort, which for all the planning nerds out there, that document is really going to shape the future of Arvada. And my background is in planning, design, and transportation engineering, so this fits really well. My pitch to the people of Arvada is that we need informed representatives that are going to make good decisions about critical documents like these. And I absolutely want to be a part of that conversation. And I'm looking forward to working with our current council, as well as those that are elected in the District 3 and District 1 seats. So as an update, we have been door knocking like crazy since about May. We've been very successful there, and we've been absolutely crushing it lately on our fundraising, which is really exciting. But we still have a little bit to go. So we certainly would appreciate any consideration for donations so we can get our third round of mailers out. All this stuff, as everyone knows, the get out the vote is real, and it is like go time. So that was great, Catherine, that you brought that up. We also are looking for more volunteers to do the door knocking. I mean, we have a good coalition of folks that are out there, but there are 99,000 registered voters in the city of Arvada, and about 45,000 of them vote regularly. So it's quite a job, but you know what? It's rewarding. It's just like exercising. You got to put your shoes on and get outside. As soon as you're there, you feel great about it, and you enjoy the conversations that you're having with folks. So if you're interested in helping out with door knocking or phone banking, or if you'd like to help us out financially, that'd be great too. Please reach out. My website is michaelforarvada.com, and I'll put my email and phone number in the chat. We're going to be out at Red Rocks Community College later today. We have a group of folks that are going to be out there working on the door knocking, and then tomorrow we'll be in the Alta Vista neighborhood. So Mike Griffith, at-large seat, please reach out. We'd love help if you're available. Thank you so much.
That was great, Mike. You also came in just slightly over 2 minutes, so good job. I'll turn the timer off. Okay, back to my list. Be patient with me, everyone. Peter Gibbons, running for school board. Okay, school board, guys, super important. Sorry, all waving to my husband. We know that schools are really critical. They are under attack. The Trump administration wants to do so much damage, and we hold the line here in Jeffco by having an effective school board. And so these people you're hearing from, like Deneen, like Peter that we're about to hear from, and Tina is also here. These are Democrats that are running for the school board. Very important that we keep it in progressive hands, that we don't allow the national government to impose their horrors upon the Jeffco schools, and all kinds of other things that are important. But I will go to Peter to tell us more.
Thanks, Catherine. And I appreciate, that intro in terms of the importance of these races. Not that long ago, school boards were focused on budget appropriations and kind of basic issues, but we have become kind of front and center of a lot of political issues that school boards previously didn't have to deal with. Again, my name is Peter Gibbons. I'm running for school board in Director District 2. Running for several reasons, and I'll be brief on those. I am the proud parent of a Jeffco student. My son is a second grader, and I want to make sure he continues to receive the best education he can. I also want to make the district more accessible and easy to navigate for parents. I'm very educated. I'm a practicing attorney, and I've had a lot of struggles navigating the district, getting services that my son needs, and that's for somebody who, again, works as a lawyer. I think about parents who maybe don't speak English as a first language or work multiple jobs or have other challenges. It's a difficult task, and we can do better. I'm also proud to be the son of a school teacher who later left the classroom and joined the labor movement. My mom taught school for quite a while and then worked for the Education Association, including 19 years where she was the director for JCEA. And I'm proud to be one of JCEA's endorsed candidates. I'm very much committed to supporting our educators who have very difficult jobs and are underpaid and underappreciated. And then finally, I'm running to promote greater transparency in terms of how the district operates and makes decisions, greater accountability for the decisions that are made, and really to improve community engagement and have better two-way conversations. We have a lot of challenging issues, and we're going to need to have the board going out and proactively engaging the community to talk about the different challenges the district faces, including massive budget shortfalls that I know we all know are coming. There's lots of different ways to get involved. I will drop my website down in the chat. The biggest help right now is donations. Although I'm in Director District 2, every school board candidate, it's an at-large election. So the universe of voters for us is massive. It's all of Jeffco and a little bit more than that. So I strongly encourage you to go check out my website, make a donation. If there's other ways you'd like to get involved, you can also contact us that way as well. We are doing canvassing and phone banking, but again, with a universe as big as the entire county and actually the entire school district, donations are the best way for us to send mailers and do other things to reach a large number of voters. Thanks.
Thank you, Peter. I am going to turn off the timer. Great job. You came in under 3 minutes. All right. Who else do we have? All of you 2026 people and current electeds will get to you, I promise. Tina, you're up.
All right. I hope my camera's working, but
I can see
okay,
you.
great.
You look great. Go for
Okay,
it.
thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So good morning, everyone. It's certainly lovely to be here with you on this Saturday morning. My name is Tina Moenian, and I'm running for Jefferson County School Board in District 5. As Peter mentioned, this is a very important election. We need to make sure that we are having progressive candidates that can step in and help support our schools during these potentially difficult times that we're going to be facing in the future. So growing up, my parents were always very big proponents of getting a good education. And my educational journey led me to getting my master's in psychology. And for the past 10 years, I've dedicated my life to civil service. I'm currently working as a mediator. And so day in and day out, I am bringing folks together to the table so that they feel seen, feel heard, and are able to share their perspectives. They're able to identify their shared values and goals. And so then we all work together to identify the path forward. And that's why I'm running. I want to make sure that everyone in the community has a seat at the table, feels seen, feels heard, and that we're able to come together in this difficult moment to address the challenges that we're going to face. Peter mentioned that there is a budget shortfall that's on the horizon that needs to be addressed. And I think if we have an opportunity to come together as a community, we'll be able to address this difficult time together. So I am also endorsed by the educators here in Jefferson County, very honored by that endorsement. But again, right now it's crunch time. So I need, any assistance that you can provide, whether that's a small monetary donation, that's appreciated. I'll put my website in the chat, Or if you want to get involved in other ways, please feel free to contact me through the website, tina@jeffcoschools.com. Thank you.
All right, go Tina, under 2 minutes. Okay. So I believe Rebecca Levison just joined. Rebecca, you've got three. Rebecca's running in Arvada as well for District 3, but I'll let her tell you all about it. You got 3 minutes, Rebecca.
Hello, happy Saturday. Sorry to be late, just getting turf ready for some walking today. We would love to have some help if anybody's interested in doing some door knocking, lit dropping, phone banking, anything. I will drop a link to sign up for that. As I'm sure folks have mentioned, ballots dropped today. I know a couple folks are seeing it come in at their apartment complexes, so it is get out the vote time. We're doing really great over in District 3, and District 3 is roughly from Wheat Ridge down to 64th or Oberon, and then from the west side of Old Town over to Ward Road, roughly. So if you live near that in the area, would love to have some help and support connecting with voters. Again, my name is Rebecca Levison. I'm running for Arvada City Council, District 3, and all about safe neighborhoods, smooth streets and sidewalks, stable housing and a workforce, and strong schools. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for all you do in the community, and I will add some links below.
Thank you, Rebecca. Well, you came in a really good time. Okay, so we're hearing a theme. Time to do something. Anything at all. One of these candidates must have spoken to you. Give them a little money. Sign up to volunteer. Okay, I'm just going to make sure that nobody joined that I'm missing. If you're a 2025 candidate and I have not called on you, please raise your hand. All right, I think I got everyone. All right, I am going to jump into the chat, and one more time, I gave my pitch for money. I'm not going to give it again, but then all of a sudden, Anya put a lot of great information in the chat, but I think my link got a little buried. And so don't forget to give to the Jeffco Dems. We're helping all of these people by putting them on our website and inviting them here to Second Saturday. Okay, we're now going to go to our elected officials who are not candidates for 2026, and that's not a very long list, so bear with me. I know I have some. Sharon Davis, Arvada City Council. You've got 2 minutes.
Good morning, everyone. It is really crunch time. Time to get out and vote. Time to make sure that we keep our blueness blue and that we don't go purple. Having listened to today's presentation about LL and MM, we do have some opposition in those areas of Jefferson County that hold more privilege monetarily than other areas of the county. So we want to make sure we get that information out to folks to keep kids fed. So I'm extremely excited to participate and support that effort. You may know that the city council just approved the site of the Allendale School. We changed the zoning there to allow there to be anywhere from 55 to 57 homes plus open space in that Allendale area. That was just the first one, a site, the rezoning that we have done. We probably will see at least 4 to 5 more of those rezonings. So please keep your eyes and ears open. The school district is selling those properties, not the city. We are not in a position to buy those properties as of today. So I just want you to know those hard emotional decisions are being made at the council level, and we certainly do appreciate your support and understanding as we move forward with those decisions. So thank you, everybody. My ballot drops. It's in the mailbox right now, so I'm going to fill it out. Get out and vote and support all of our wonderful candidates for office. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you, Sharon. That was great. Okay. Always great to hear it. Everyone, Sharon's one of my little coaches because I use an app that she introduced me to. So whenever I go out for a walk, she gives me kudos. It's a great thing. I love Sharon. Okay. Let me go back to my participants and see who else we have who is not a candidate. That is it. All right, now I'm going to get to my 2026 candidates. And again, I'm kind of going alphabetical by your Zoom first name. So it's nothing personal where if you have a lower letter, then I'm sorry. Okay, so our first person is going to be Nicole Hensel.
Hi everyone, how are you doing? I'm out here with my family enjoying our beautiful Jefferson County open spaces. But I wanted to hop on here because as many of you all have heard, ballots are dropped. They started getting mailed out yesterday. And so as hopefully your future county clerk and recorder, I encourage all of you to vote early. I believe Catherine said this in one of the Blue Beacons, but if you vote early, you'll stop getting phone calls and texts because they'll be put on the list of people who have already voted, which is amazing. Also encourage folks to enroll in Ballot Track so you can track when your ballot is received and counted and give yourself the peace of mind. I was out canvassing for the wonderful Claire Camellia a couple weekends ago, and you would be shocked to hear how many people were concerned that mail-in voting was no longer a thing because of Trump's misinformation at the federal level. And so we have to make sure that we are good stewards of election information, reassuring folks that all registered voters will receive a ballot in the mail and that you have options for how to vote. Mail it in, drop it off at a drop box, or you can vote in person. And it is never too late to register to vote in Colorado. So as your next clerk and recorder, I will continue to make sure that Jefferson County leads the way in voter participation and that everyone makes sure that their voices are heard. In addition to making sure that everyone's voice is heard, I am committed to making sure that our government runs effectively. I think right now, with the federal government shut down, this is an opportunity that we must have at the county level to prove that government is a force for good in people's lives and that government is effective and efficient and innovative. And so again, as your next clerk and recorder, I will make sure that all of the government offices that I oversee do just that. So thank you all for being voters. Let me know if you have any questions about voting, and you can find out more about my campaign at NicoleForJeffco.com.
Wow, that's the first time we got the music, but Nicole was on it. She was done. Great job, Nicole. So yeah, running for clerk and recorder in 2026. Back to my list. Bear with me, everybody. All right, next we have Representative Lisa Ferre.
Hey, Catherine, I'm actually not an official candidate 2026. So
okay, well then give your report as an elected. Okay, that was wishful thinking. I'm getting ahead of myself.
No problem. Sorry, I am in a car. I'm on my way with my husband and daughter to a pumpkin patch to help unload some pumpkins for Kiwanis. So that's our Monday morning family activity. Things are moving in terms of policy development for 2026 session, but I know that our focus is get out the vote and ballot. So I don't want to eat up a bunch of time. I know we have a lot of things that we need to do in the next few weeks. So I want to give that space back to you all. But here, and I will drop my information in the chat. So you can always talk to me if you want to hear about what policy I'm doing, or if you have policy ideas, or you just want to connect and yell about the current state of affairs. I'm here for it. So I will drop my information. I'll send it back to you all. Good luck in the final few weeks, and we're here to support you.
All right. Thank you, Representative Ferre. All right. She didn't even take a minute. That was amazing. Okay. Who is next? Well, I know that this person has announced, so we will now hear from Representative Sheila Leader.
Good morning, everybody. Let's see. I am also driving. Can you see me? I don't know.
Yep.
Perfect. I am running, yes, 2026 for Senate District 20. I'm currently in House District 28, and David Ryan will be running in that seat, who I've wholeheartedly endorsed, as well as let's see. Sorry, I'm in the car. My husband's phone's ringing, Murphy's Law. I want to drop in the link, my contact, and I'm having a fireside chat. And I'm going to put in the link here shortly on October 29th, and would love to invite everybody to that. I will tell you where it's going to be. You have to register to really get the link, but it's right now. It's at 3333 South Wadsworth Boulevard. It's right next to Bardo's Coffee. That's where their little fire pit is. And I would love to invite Anya. I want to connect with you to come and do a LLMM presentation, which I wholeheartedly have endorsed. And I'm hoping you can see me. I don't know. There we go. That's much better. I'm moving my phone. And to speak about it, people are asking me about it. We passed legislation at the Capitol in order to get it on the ballot. It's great legislation. And I'll also drop my link to donate to my campaign because, of course, everything is done by money. So would love to see you all at my fireside chat. That's all I have. I'm actually driving off to go get, my husband's driving actually, off to go get I'm a new grandma, my grandson, they're giving away free little Dalmatian stuffed animals for Fire Safety Week at Lowe's. He has to have one. So I'm one of those grandmas that'll get up at 4:30 in the morning to get the first Xbox. But anyways, thank you all. And thank you, Catherine, for everything that you do.
Thank you, Representative Leader. Coming in under 2 minutes, and I even took some of your time at the beginning. Okay, we're moving right along. I know people are having to drop off. I will get to everyone, not that many more people. Okay, our next speaker is someone who I heard gave an incredibly great speech at our Latino Initiative meeting. So really excited to hear. I know our sheriff has been dealing with a lot. And we are so grateful to have Reggie Marinelli as our sheriff in these horribly tough times for Jefferson County with what's gone in Evergreen and what's going on with ICE. And so, Reggie, just because you're you, I'm going to give you 3 minutes because you're the only county person we've got. So by all means, tell us what we need to know about your job and what's going on in Jeffco.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been even a long night. We had a kiddo missing down in the forest down in Deckers last night. So got home late. And for those of you that are all calling me or texting me, we are aware of what is going on at I-70 in Genesee. And Monica Duran and I have been talking all morning. She wanted me to bring it up here so that more people would hear it. There was a swastika placed on the mountainside, and it was huge. About 200 feet by 200 feet. And we have been on that since 6:30 this morning. We are working with our park rangers to, it should be down by now. However, we had to keep it up long enough to process it because we are investigating this as a hate crime. We don't know why it was put up. Obviously, we don't know who put it up. We are all over social media to see if there are people taking credit for it. And so on and so forth. We understand there is a large event that is going on at Mother Cabrini Shrine. It did appear that the swastika may have been placed in direct view from, so you could see it clearly from Mother Cabrini Shrine. So hate crime this morning. We are going for, I am running for sheriff again. I know I keep forgetting to state that. So please file that for me because there is a ton of stuff that I always have to talk about. We are moving forward with 3 bills. One is on the street racing. That's been on the media. Please go to that and you can hear me talk. CBS 4 did a fantastic job covering that for us. Majority Leader Monica Duran is running that bill for me. We are also doing a terrorism bill. And again, Majority Leader Monica Duran's going to run that for me. There's some other smaller bills, but what's more important in light of what happened 32 days ago today, I am going to be full speed ahead trying to change the laws around social media. Right now, it's a complicated thing, and maybe we can have a talk later so that you guys can understand this further. When we have a threat anywhere in the United States, it takes us upwards of 70 to 109 days to run down that threat and actually get somebody identified by name and or address. And the shooter up in Evergreen was on the radar as of July 5th. The FBI was working in it. The threat came in through New York because the Anti-Defamation League had saw the threat, turned it in. We were in the process of all those search warrants that take upwards of 35 days per warrant. And when you get the information off of one search warrant, you have to use that information to go further. So 135 days takes another 35 days. My goal moving forward at the state and at the federal level is that 35 days is shortened to 24 hours to get information from social media when there's a threat in our community, anywhere across the country. And so it is a big task at hand. We are moving forward with that. And we have the stakeholders already going on that. So law enforcement in the last few years has been, I don't want to say demonized, but it is to a point where it is very difficult for us to get people that want to become police officers. So we are understaffed. We have always been understaffed. Our numbers, we are running on the same numbers on paper that we were in 2001. Yes, 2001. And so we are hiring as much as we can without lowering our standards. We don't want just anybody to be sheriff's deputies. So we are hiring as fast as we can to get more deputies on the street. More deputies equals more coverage. And so I'm going to leave it right there. I know somebody asked a question in the chat. If I could put a school resource officer next to every student in every single school, believe me, I would do it. But that's not possible. So I'm going to also put a link. I keep talking about the LEA report, which is Law Enforcement Authority report, which I have to give to the county commissioners every quarter. That's coming up. I think it'll be the first Tuesday. Don't quote me on this. First Tuesday in November. But you can also go to a website and read every single one of those LEA reports. It gives you statistics. It gives you data. It gives you the cases we're working on. And I think it's a good read. I'm going to go ahead and hit send on this so you have that to check into. Go to our social media to see what's going on with everything. We put out a huge fact informed press release yesterday on a lot of the rumors that are flying, reference the Evergreen shooting. And so it's a pretty lengthy read, but it's a good read. So Facebook, X, and I don't remember what the third one is that we use, but go on those links and read all those informative facts, not rumors, but facts, referencing the Evergreen school shooting.
Awesome, Reggie. Okay, so we are way over time, but you are also the last one. And what you had to say was so important and informative. So thank you so much. And I sent you a personal message, by the way, on Facebook. Okay, I believe that was all of the people on the call, except that we have a representative for Karen Breslin as well. But before I go to Terry, did I miss anyone? Are there any elected officials or 2025 or 2026 candidates? Please raise your hand if I missed you. All right, so speaking for Karen Breslin, Terry Tucker, you've got 2 minutes.
Thank you. I'm not going to take a lot of time because I know we're over, and I actually appeared today simply to look at the 2025 candidates because I'm a concerned voter and I wanted to make sure I saw whoever did appear today that's going to be on my ballot. However, I am a surrogate for Karen Breslin. She's running for the U.S. Senate. I just put all of her info in the chat. She thought she could be here until about 10 or 15 minutes ago, and I got a call saying the videographer's there and she can't get away from making this video she has to make. What we've done all summer long is travel around the state to all the rural areas. And now we're turning our attention to Jeffco and Denver. So my ask is basically, I want you to please just go on these links, take a look at her. If you're interested, please call me. I need volunteers. I need Jeffco volunteers. What my super volunteer status role is in her campaign is that I am Jeffco. I did not agree to take on many other areas except for events that we've done around the state, mostly because I thought the traveling was fun. So would you please just take a look at one of her links, see what you think, and then call me because I am desperately in need of Jeffco volunteers. And of course, we need money. Everybody needs money. We can't do this without money. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm available pretty much 24/7 for anybody from Jeffco. Thank you.
All right, Terry, you failed to mention what Karen is running for.
Oh, I did say U.S. Senate.
Okay, just making sure there. Okay, oh my gosh. Okay, thank you, Terry. You came in under time. Great job. I see that Danielle Varda just joined. I don't even know if she's joined with her audio yet. Tom, I'll get to you in a second, but I want to make sure to give Danielle a moment. Danielle, are you there? All right, somebody just muted me. Please don't. I think I'm being muted. Did we got Danielle?
Oh, hi.
Danielle, you're up. You got 2 minutes.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I don't know if you all noticed, I just got on. So I'm a little out of sync. I am Danielle Varda. I am a Jefferson County School Board Director and also candidate running for House District 27. So good to see you all. I will make two quick comments. The first, just something I learned at school board meetings this week, which I thought would be something to share. We are working through a budget deficit of $60 million, and 40 million of that has to come from reductions and cuts. The other 20 million come from another spot. But we're talking a lot about that. We have a lot of community opportunities for feedback, but really the way that our funding works is through a school-based budgeting model where the principals are basically making budgets based on the amount we have per student at each school. So what we are overall doing is reducing the amount of per student funding at schools. So much of the work is going to happen locally at the schools. So we need to really support our principals, is what I learned this week, in making these really hard decisions. So that's kind of where it's going to come from. And they're going to have to make really hard choices. So our school communities are going to be digging deep into that. This concept that we're just cutting across the board in the district isn't really happening. So keep that in mind as we go through this, and think about your teachers and staff at these schools who are going to be going through that in the next few months. But I am running for the House. I am a longtime Colorado resident, a business owner. I own 2 businesses in Arvada, and I've been a professor at UCD for 15 years in the School of Public Affairs. And I just am really excited about being a representative for House District 27. I think my number one concern right now that I'm thinking a lot about is dignity, and the dignity in which our politicians and electeds are either using or not using in the way that we are doing things right now. So that's something I'm thinking a lot about. And thank you so much for your time, Catherine.
Yeah, the music. I decided to leave it on. Thank you, Danielle, and all the feels to you for being on the school board. As Danielle mentioned, she's 2 things. She represents the school board now, and then she's running for House District 27, so she's doing double duty and doing a bang-up job. And we already talked about how important school board is. You missed it, but it's okay.
We
All
had
right,
playoffs today, football playoffs.
it happens. Okay, so I'm going to go to Tom, who had a question, I believe, for Terry. Go ahead, Tom. Oh, Tom took his hand down.
I didn't have a question for Terry. I just wanted to make, a request.
Okay, you know what? Let me stop the recording at this point.
Okay.